And that's what we want. That's what you're looking for.
Correct. Some of these bigger blips along these weeds here are most likely the panfish that we're looking for, feeding on some of that small bait. As we drop back over some of the drop-off into deeper water, there's more of a prevalent bait prevalence there. But here we're trying to stay as close as we can to some of the weeds that these game fish are using as ambush.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh, what do we got?
That's what we're looking for, the white bass.
Woo! Nice.
That's going in the bucket. This is delicious.
Look at this. Here, I'll take that for you. So that's a white bass.
Yep, this is a striper or white bass. This is great table fare.
Oh, look at this.
It's loaded. They're pretty fish. They've got your typical.
So they get a lot bigger than that, obviously.
Oh, they do. So this is a hybrid version, which doesn't get. It gets maybe 4, 5, 6 inches bigger, give or take. There is hybrid versions of this in the ocean.
They're beautiful,
and they get twice as big as this. Or Tennessee has some big landlocked ones that are 50 and 60 pounds. And this one here is a typical size that we would eat. You know, that 12 to 14 inches, and great table fare.
So male, female, how do you?
This one most likely is a male. Females will typically be a little bit bigger than the males. But the pattern makes no difference on the male to female. They're both very much the same. The size is kind of where it's at. And then once we fillet them, you'll see either it's a female and she'll have like an egg reservoir in there, even though they're not, you know, eggs at the moment, versus a male who will have a little different stomach content.
Well, thank you, buddy. I'm gonna probably have you.
We'll put him in the box.
I love it. Nice catch. About the drinking thing on the water.
Oh, I guess.
What are your thoughts about that, Matt? So people know. You want to be responsible.
You want to be responsible. It's allowed. You're allowed to drink on the water. You are not allowed to drink and drive on the water, so you cannot operate the boat. It's operated very similar to a regular DUIs if you were on the shore.
Wow, that I did not know.
Yep. It affects your license on land as well. But the passengers can drink, so there is an open. You can have an open bar or open policy. So anyone else can be drinking as long as you're not. And that's basically how it goes. You can have your one beer at a restaurant with your cheeseburger and be fine as long as you're under 0.08. But after that legal limit, it's all still the same rules apply on the water as they do off.
So friends, thanks for tuning in. You're watching Bobbing with Babes. I'm with beautiful Ella here and our semi-pro angler, Matt, in Antioch on Lake Bluff.
Yes, sir.
There are some things that you want to do if you're new to all this. You want to get a fishing license. You can normally get that online, or you can stop by the local bait shop. They normally open up pretty early.
Oh yeah, 5 o'clock, most cases.
And there are some basic rules if you're new to the whole fishing thing and you really want to look at that. Google it. Kids, you want to be safe out here. And boaters, please be aware of all the water skiers and what's going on out there. There's been some tragic things that happened in the past. I know there was a lady that lost a son, I believe, to all this, and she really campaigned hard to get some new boating safety rules established in the state of Illinois, and God bless her. I don't know the whole story, but when you're out there fishing, be safe, be courteous. Reel and an open reel.
So essentially the casting reel here is a little different than your open face. Your open face is going to be a basic reel, great for your first starters, real simple. This is a little more in depth. It's got some magnets inside of it, and there's a spool here. So essentially the spool has magnets that allow it to free spin, and you use your thumb to kind of control the line as it's coming out of the reel. So there's a little more involved there. But the difference here is these come in much different gear ratios, similar to your 10-speed bike, where it's got a higher speed or a slower speed, which means essentially line take back per rotation. So this one takes back 36 inches for one full rotation. Some other gear ratios will take back last 14 or 15 inches, and a lot of that is due to the bait or presentation that we're looking to offer. If I want to jerk a fish underneath the pier. I want an 8-1-1 gear ratio that's bringing in 36 to 40 inches of line per crank, so I could really pull that fish in real quick, horse them in kind of deal. Versus a crankbait with a bill, with a deep diver, you want that, it's so hard to reel in all day, it's almost like a 10-speed going uphill. You want that lower speed or lower gear ratio.
Makes sense.
Like a 3-5-1, because it's going to get you more time in the strike zone with that bait.
Okay.
So this gives you a little more options to dial into a specific technique that you're fishing, whereas this is a more all-around. You can fish it with a bobber, a drop shot, a wacky worm. There is always a spinning rod or two on my deck, whether I'm fishing a tournament or just out having fun with the family. And there is typically only a casting rod on my deck if I'm fishing a situation where it's a specific bite or a specific
Hey, one of the great things about heading back into shore today, I'm going to have my beautiful 708 Habano cigar. It's a brand new cigar out there, and I want to say thanks to my good friends at the Ultimate Hookah and Cigar Shop in Villa Park, and Tony and all the boys. Keep watching the show. I'm out with Ella. I'm out with Matt. I'm over. I haven't caught anything. Okay, sorry. Ella's on a hot streak. Matt's catching fish. But the bottom line is get out and fish. If this is new to you, get out and fish. It's a great time. It's very enjoyable. Birds chirping. Little sunshine on our shoulders.
It's a beautiful thing.
Not sunburned though.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. Feel free to look at the camera and wink. And then we'll put the little sparkle on your teeth in editing. Ting!
Make me look good.
No.
Soften it up a little bit. Just a little bit.
That laugh kills me every time.
Oh, good deal. We'll dry it up. So do you want me to like re-pull in?
Yeah.
Let's do the circle again.
Yeah, so if you were to actually drop your boat right now, where would you park it that we could walk up to you and get on your boat?
I'd pull up right here just like I am. You guys would walk up.